Welcome back to HKIBC News. Britain has sounded the alarm after recording its first death from the Omicron variant, and the mainland has detected 2 Omicron cases in 2 days. Omicron has made its way to the mainland, which found 2 cases of the new COVID variant in 2 days, the second one in Guangzhou. The patient, a 67-year-old man, arrived in Shanghai from Canada last month before flying to Guangzhou on Saturday. He was diagnosed with Omicron after repeatedly testing negative for COVID during isolation in Shanghai. All residents in the men's building in Guangzhou were sent to quarantine as the neighborhood underwent mass testing. The mainland's first Omicron patient was a man who returned to Tianjin last Thursday from Europe. The heavily mutated variant is sweeping across Britain, accounting for 44% of COVID infections in the capital, London. The government urged the public to get a booster shot after announcing its first Omicron death.
We expect the booster to take effect more quickly than the second dose. That we have the jabs. The challenge now is to get them into the arms.
10 people with Omicron were hospitalized amid warnings of increasing admissions. An alert was sounded in the United States, where COVID cases have surpassed 50 million, with almost 800,000 deaths since the pandemic began 2 years ago. Omicron is spreading rapidly in Washington state, raising fears that a new strain will overtake the Delta variant. Other states, including California and New York, have made face masks compulsory in some indoor public areas. It's now known that at least 88 people were killed across 5 Midwestern and southern U.S. states when dozens of tornadoes shredded their communities. Among them was 9-year-old Aniston Radley in Missouri.
Aniston was like into cheerleading. She loved to do she was on like a cheer team that did competitive cheer, and she loved to get on the makeup and wear the cheer uniform and do the things with the team. And she was, to me, an angel walking among us. And so many people felt that way about her too.
Worst hit Kentucky confirmed 74 deaths alone, including 6 victims younger than 18. Governor Andy Beshear, who lost 2 relatives to the monster storm, said more than 109 people are still missing. In the devastated town of Mayfield, survivors faced the challenge of freezing conditions without any utilities. Efforts are underway to help those who lost their homes, power, and water get back on their feet. Beijing has urged the international community to hold the United States accountable after Washington decided not to punish anyone for a drone strike that killed 10 civilians in the Afghan capital, Kabul, in August. Communications breakdown led to what the U.S. military said was a tragic mistake. But after a review, officials decided against disciplinary action, saying there was no evidence of misconduct or negligence. U.S. troops had thought they were targeting terrorists. Instead, the drone killed an aid worker and members of his family, including 7 children. The FWD Group, the Hong Kong-based insurer founded by tycoon Richard Lee, has dropped plans to list in the United States and will instead float shares on its home ground. The Asia-focused firm had been seeking to raise up to $3 billion in New York and was given the nod to proceed, but reconsidered because of Sino-U.S. tensions. FWD now plans to list in Hong Kong early next year, according to sources, but will seek less than the amount it aimed for in New York. That's because it has raised $1.4 billion via a private placement of shares with global investors. Mainland social media platform Weibo has been fined 3 million yuan for publishing what the internet regulator described as illegal information. There were no details from the Cyberspace Administration of China. The penalty was imposed weeks after tennis star Peng Shuai alleged in a post, which was quickly removed, that she had been sexually assaulted by a former official. The regulator also said the platform was fined 44 times, totaling 14 million yuan up to November. Weibo closed 9.6% lower in Hong Kong. Now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index closed down 318 points. Top 10 active stocks: Tencent down $6.80, Alibaba down $2.40, Meituan down $1.80, and Tragafan down 38 cents. BYD Company down $10.80, Sunic down $1.82, and JD.com down $6.20. Forex trading against Hong Kong dollar. Euro is trading at 8.83, British pound at 10.33, Canadian dollar at 6.09, and Australian dollar at 5.56. Over to the UK market, FTSE 100 is up 32 points. On to the weather now. Sunny and warm during the day tomorrow with some rain at night. Temperatures range between 20 and 24 degrees, becoming cooler as the week progresses. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for this Tuesday night. We'll come back at 11 with more updates. I'm Sarah Wong. Thanks for joining us and take care.